And so I actually preached this message, to him in the gym this morning. And he just sat there and he was at all with it, because when God gave me this, it didn't line up with anything that I was taught, because I was raised in a pastor's home, and we've all been taught that we put God first, right? Hello? Some of you are new to this, but we've always been taught to put God first. And God said, I don't want to be first in your life. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he said, let me teach you, son. So I was talking to Joe yesterday when he brought this over to me. And are we just with one camera? Or did we get the others working? Larry, can you help me for a second? Grab that in. Larry and his brother Daryl and his other brother Daryl. Come on down here. We're going to bring this down here in the center. So I asked for this, and then I put it on Facebook. Thank you, sir. That's good. And you know me, I'm an illustrated message pastor, and I can only teach you in ways that God gives it to me. If you want somebody with a diploma on their wall, it's not me. Okay? I'm never going to be able to be that scholar that tells you, why the moon was over here when Jesus was walking on the water. And I'm just not that guy. I'm just not. I just put things that we got new counters. Did they not get the counters? Okay. It'd be easier. We try to count just to see where we're at. So this represents our lives. Now, to some of you, you might not be married at this moment, but you will be. So this is the order of how we are supposed to live life, right? So I have the junk drawer just because, help me out here. Just help me out here. Set these down there. Mike, come here just a second. Mike, come on. I know that you. Mike's a new member. Just set him on just like he did. Oh, see there. Hang on just a second. Listen, Linda. There you go. So, here's the thing about, listen, I'm going to pass out on this last one. Stop looking at my butt like that, ladies. My wife will kick your hind end. I got a shirt that says, stop staring, and on the back it says, my wife will kill you. Thank you, sir. So if you noticed, each one of these, now the junk drawer is the only one that's smaller than the rest. So all these drawers can be put in a different order, because it's up to you really how that works and how we've been taught for so long. If you'll go ahead and go to John, I'm going to read you some scripture. Go ahead and read that scripture for me. It's John 15. 7, right.
But if you stay in me and obey my commands, you may ask any request you like, and it will be granted.
So, in the King James Version, in the King James Version, it'll say, if my words abide in you, if you abide in me, I'll abide in you. Have you ever heard that scripture? If you haven't, I'm teaching you that now. If you abide in me, I'll abide in you. Here's the problem. I'm got a little bit of a squeal, guys. Feedback. Here's the problem. When we put God first, that's what we've been taught to do. We put God first, but how that looks to each person, you think, when I wake up in the morning, I need to read my Bible, I need to pray, right? Because we're putting God first. But then you wake up and you got to go pee. If anybody else does that. So I go pee, and then I go over here, and then I do this, and I do that. Some of you have babies, and the baby's crying, or you've hit snooze too many times on your alarm clock, and you walk out the door, and all of a sudden you start thinking, man, I didn't put God first. And you start putting yourself down, right? Because we don't put God first. And then it's like going to the gym. You miss once, and all of a sudden you miss twice, and you miss 3 times. And all of a sudden you start thinking you're not a very good person because you've not put God first. God is never going to make you feel that way. Now, am I live already? Okay. How can I say this about my mother without her cutting me out of the will? It's too late. She's watched too many of them. I don't know why I'm standing like this right now, but it's okay. But, so, I've said this before. I'll say it again. Anybody ever watched Everybody Loves Raymond? That's my mom. I'm not Raymond. I'm Robert. Okay? My baby brother's Raymond. He hates it when I say that, but it's the truth. But my mom will sometimes, have you ever had one of those, they kind of make you feel guilty for not coming by and seeing them? Or calling. Have you ever had somebody say, you just never call? And you're like, the phone works 2 ways. Right? Is that not, that's how a relationship works.
Amen.
But see, here's the cool thing about God. God is such a perfect God. He's never going to make you feel bad for not putting him first. He's not. He's not going to do that to you. So the devil will use that in your life when you put, because what he's trying to do, I had a brother, Dennis, that, man, how can I put this? He loved him to death. He got killed in a motorcycle wreck. But my brother was, first off, one of the best liars you've ever met in your life. I mean, he's top notch. He was right there. He had rewards, you know. They were belt marks from being a kid, you know, and the scars to prove it. But I love my brother. But my brother was really good at being a narcissist in that fashion. Love him with everything that's in me. But so he was one of those people that would, you know, you never call. And I'm like, but the phone works both ways. The thing with God is it never leaves you nor forsakes you. So what are we missing in these drawers? Right. That's what you think. Here's the thing. Thank you. See, God don't want to be first in your life. He wants to be center of your life. Oh, that's good. See, it don't matter what goes in it as long as he's holding it. Here's the catch. Listen, when God gave me this message, I was like, this is so cool. I love how God does this. But the devil will make you feel guilty because you don't have God first, because the baby pooped and it got all over the sheets and everything else, and you're cleaning up, you're aggravated. Now you got to go, or the baby pukes on you and you have to take a shower and you're running late for work. I hate this stupid mic, man. We'll get a new one soon, I promise. I need that Garth Brooks one back. I really do. Because I do have friends in low places. I'm just saying. But the thing is here is our relation. This is God, and this is all the relationships in our lives. And here's the thing. I love this. I text Todd this morning, and I said, do you have any of those little Jesuses? Did you get one? That's so awesome. Valley Girl just showed up. Oh my God. I just got a baby Jesus yesterday. Everybody needs a little Jesus. Here's the thing. This is about the size of Jesus. And here's your family. And you put a little Jesus in it. No. Listen, don't get excited. I'm fixing to get on to you. A little Jesus ain't it. And you think if you put a little Jesus in it, you're doing the right thing. Right? But the problem is your family is not in the Word. And here's the catch. How many has a junk drawer? You know what? He said 2 junk drawers. Listen, I'm going to admit this. My wife, listen, everybody knows I used to be a tweaker, okay? Now, I wasn't the elbow chewing, tweaker. You know what they look like. Come on, listen, I was one. I'm fat, so I can make fat jokes. I was a tweaker, so I can make tweaker jokes. So, but I still have some tweakerish habits. Some of you do too. I can't throw stuff away. It's not that I'm a hoarder. I'm hoardish. Okay? Most of you know that I'm an open book. I still vape, okay? I'm trying to quit, not really. I enjoy it. When I don't vape. Listen, I'm trying, okay? But listen, I got this new one that magnetizes. No. Yeah. Give me here. Similar to that. I'm just saying. No. Listen. So it'll start flashing when it gets low. And instead of throwing it away, I put it in my junk drawer in case I run out. There's like 17 of them in my drawer. Right? Listen, I'll come home and I'll empty out my pockets in my junk drawer. And my junk drawer is so full. God love my wife. She's just learned to deal with it. That now the top of my nightstand is tweakerish. It's just a little tweakerish. It's a little bit. Like I wear the LifeWave patches. If you ever want to know anything about them, I'll tell you about them. They changed my life. But they have it's a sticker that you put on the back, and they have these little stickers. And my wife loves it when I take that and put it on, and the trash can's right here. And I have a pile of the plastics on. Listen, she's rolling her eyes. She's like, I could not live with you. I know all this. And I put the little things, and it just drives my wife absolutely insane to the point so when she walks by my side of the room, she just closes her eyes. But in my junk, I promise you, if I brought my junk drawer here today, I'd be embarrassed of what's in it. Because it's just, you ready for this? There's a lot of little G gods in there. A lot of little things that I don't want to give up because I hold on to it. Your junk drawer is probably one of the first things that's in here because of unforgiveness and the bitterness and the strife that you're holding on to just in case you need to grab it one day. That's so good. That's so good, you probably ain't going to get it till later. And so we have this junk drawer in our lives that we hang on to these things because we want to. We don't want to throw it away. We don't want to forgive them. You don't know what my ex did to me. You don't know what my dad did to me. You don't know what my uncle did to me. You don't know what my ex-sister-in-law said to me. You don't know what that church said to me. And we constantly fill it so full. I wish I didn't want to do this too, but that it's overflowing. Now listen, this is so good. That it's overflowing, that even if we put it in, even if we did get it, it wouldn't close. And so here we have things so full in our lives that it won't close. But God wants it to close because he says, if you'll abide in me, I'll abide in you. Here's the thing. If it won't close, if there's things in your life and it won't close, it ain't supposed to be there. So I'm asking you this morning, see, this is all the stuff that's going on in your life. And I would love to say marriage is next, and it is going to be the next one, but this overtakes everything else. And that's okay as long as it fits in God. There's times, listen, there was a entrepreneur, pastor, minister, I won't mention his name, but I was listening to him, and he's got all these companies and publishing and churches and all this. And somebody asked me, so how do you keep it all organized? How do you not drop the ball on something? He goes, oh, I drop the ball all the time. All the time I drop the ball. He said, I miss something every day. He said, I just make sure that I don't do the same, drop the ball on the same situation every day. Sometimes I'll drop the ball on my marriage, but I make sure I don't do it 2 days in a row. There's times I drop the ball as a pastor. I just make sure I don't do it 2 days in a row. There's times I drop the ball at work. I just make sure I don't do it 2 days in a row. You have to balance it out. Here's the thing: if you do not, if you've got things going on in your life, if your marriage, if there's things going on in your marriage, and for whatever reason it won't close, there's something that needs to come out. Is it so full of resentment? Come on, somebody, I'm about to preach up in this place. I don't know if you know it. Marriage is the hardest thing you're going to do in life. They don't tell you that. Hallmark does not tell you in their movies. They do not tell you. Those chick flicks do not tell you in the movies that it don't end. You don't know the ending of it. You see, we want to get to the ending where they're like, oh, it's so awesome and wonderful. And don't get mad at me, ladies. But you watch this movie with this dude that's just kissing passionately and grabbing her maybe by the back of her hair and passionately kiss. You're like, I want that. And your husband walks in, right? And he don't have his Spanx on. Did you get your yet? Yeah. Listen, I'm going to start selling stuff because people say, and he walks in and he don't look like Matthew McConaughey.
Preach.
Yeah, she said, oh, dang it. Listen, at least we have truthful people in here. And he walks in and you're like, oh, I chose that. Listen.
Come on.
It don't look like what it looks like. And there's a fine balance between Hallmark and Everybody Loves Raymond, where his wife thinks he's an idiot. It's the truth. And you've got so much resentment, so much unforgiveness, and so much bitterness and strife in your marriage that it won't close. And then you wonder why your marriage is under attack, and it's because it's not in the protection of God. God can't protect it if it's open to the weather and all the rain and the storms and everything that's coming, and you're trying to figure out, and you won't get rid of it because of what he said about your chili or your spaghetti, or he came home and he ate at his mama's house. Listen, you ladies are going, ooh, because you know. That's like if you went and got the oil changed, now this ain't me, oil changed at the oil changing place, and you come up, hey, I got the oil changed and the tires rotated. Well, I was planning on doing that this afternoon. It's not me, okay? Go get it changed. I got time for that. Got to get the jack out and have the thing off, and then I don't take the little rubber piece off the, you know what I'm talking about, fellas, off the filter, and then you screw it on, and there's oil all over the floor, and you're cussing, and then you're fighting, and she's like, you suck, and I'm like, I know. I didn't know when you rotated tires it had to stay on the same side of the car.
Depends on whether it's four-wheel drive or not.
Right. I'm just telling you that there's things, and here's the thing. This is what's, somebody said, oh, well, this is the same. It's not the same. This is not the same. This and this is not the same. Hear me clearly. Hear me very clearly when I say this. If you're married and you stand before God and you commit to each other and you say, this is it. It's the three of us. It's Me, him, and God. If that's what you have, this comes second. If you can't put your children second, then don't do this. Oh, I just hit a nerve, bro. I felt it.
Uh-huh.
You, Pastor, I'll just tell you right now, my kids are going to come up. Your kids are going to grow up and they're going to leave your house. And you're going to be home alone because your man left because you didn't put him first. And you disrespected him in front of this. I got about 3 claps on that one. Because you don't want to know the truth. It hurts. Because let me tell you what it is this is watching this. This is watching this. Men, mama boys, when this happens, mama comes here. Well, I didn't get any claps on that one. Yeah, he said we're scared. You don't understand how this has to fall. But what you have to understand is it all has to be in this. If you ain't doing...
Come on.
Is it? I'm not even going to ask you if this makes sense because I know it is.
Oh, yeah.
This is how God teaches. From here, listen, this is always going to, this is all the junk that happens every day. Every day. It's going to come before this a lot of the times. The problem is of course, it has to be, a lot of times us men, oh, you know what I'm doing. Right. I ain't done yet. She goes, no, one more up. This, let's just put it where most of it is. Because you come home and you go to the garage, so you don't have to deal with that, and you don't have to deal with that. I'm preaching today. I don't know if you hear it tonight. And then you want to know why your life's messed up. Can I be honest with most of us men in here? Set that over there. Oh, look, there's baby Jesus. Oh, God, that's way down there. You're good. That's the way it looks. And there's so much missing. So much of it's missing that this is what it looks like. It really probably looks more like this. And then here's the problem. You wake up some days, you wake up Sunday, and you're like, I'm here, Pastor. I'm in church. This is good. Don't take a picture of that face. No, you can take one. And you think because you did this, you're a good husband. You think because you did this, you're a good person. You think because you've done this, and then when you go home, your life is empty. I'm preaching. Do you know why this message is so good? Because this is how God is showing me I am trying my best to manage what I've got. And I go, God, and I told him, I'm like, God, I want to put you first, but I get up at 4 a.m. So now I get in my truck. I got my men's Bible on my dash. I read my Proverbs. I read my devotional because that's where it fits. That's where it fits. That's where I can fit this in. Because if I don't start it with that, the rest of my day just is not good. And then what happens is when you don't have any of this and this, and it's insecurity, then the devil comes by and he takes a little bit out of each one of these. Because you know why? He coming by and he takes a little bit from your family, takes a little bit from your marriage, because he's a thief. And listen, he comes as a thief. He don't come as a friend. He has no interest in, he will bless you. The devil will bless you. You go, what? The devil will bless you.
Yep.
Remember the old, the old creeper vans with the puppy dogs and the candy to kidnap kids? You remember that's how we all think when it's usually somebody right next to us? Have you ever watched Dayline? It's never, very, very rarely is it a stranger. The devil will come in his creeper van and bring you a puppy. And you're like, I got me a puppy. And he shuts the van door. You're like, I love the puppy. And you start going down the road. Well, I love the puppy. And the next thing you know, he's kidnapped you. And all you can focus is on the puppy. And guess what happens? The puppy poops. And then pees. And then snaps at you. You're like, this puppy's not nice anymore. I want a new puppy. But I was praying for a puppy, Pastor. And I got a puppy. But what cost did it cost you? The devil will bless you before you're mature enough. See, that's what people don't understand. And I've said this 1,000 times to you. God does not give you blessings in timing. That's what everybody tells you. In time, your blessings will come. No, it won't. In maturity, your blessings will come.
That's right. That's right.
In your maturity, your blessings will come. The devil will give you something when you're so immature that you don't know how to treat it. And that blessing ends up destroying you. And sometimes it will kill you. Because what he does, and I've told you this before, that he will not come up to you with a knife and say, Mike, give me your purpose. You're like, but you brought a knife to a gun show. Ain't no way. Do you understand that I didn't wake up one day and leave my house with my kids and my wife and go move on the streets of South St. Louis? I didn't go, you know what? I'm going to go be homeless. I'm not going to wash my underwear for weeks on end. I'm going to wear the same socks for a month. I'm not going to take a shower for weeks. I'm going to sleep under a bridge. I'm going to eat Little Caesars pizza out of a garbage can. I'm just telling you what I did. Out of a dumpster, not a garbage can. Because it's hot and fresh. And if it ain't fresh, they throw it away. So you get smart on the streets and go to the places that you know they're throwing food away. Hello? Don't tell me you're having a bad day until you eat Little Caesars pizza out of a dumpster. Don't tell me you're having a bad day. I didn't wake up one day and go, I'm going to be homeless. This is going to be cool. Woo woo, let's go. No, I got offended. And I walked away from God. Because he distracted me with radio. If you don't know, I was in radio for almost 6 years and was successful at it. Became number 2 in the area that I was in. Never had any training at all. And then all of a sudden, I started becoming popular. And my show was from 6 to 10 at night. And what did I do? I sold myself in bars. That's what you do. Hey, come on down to Mustang Sally's down here in Troy, Missouri, right on Main Street. Or, hey, come on down to the Tattoo Lady down here in Moscow Mills. Hey, come to the Ice House in Wentzville. Come on, I was just telling you. And then all these people I started meeting, they were my friends. Because they didn't care. They didn't care that I was being a jackweed to my family. Church did. They turned their back on me. Come on, somebody. I'm just talking. But then I got out and I got in the club and they accepted me who I was, my messed up self. And they became my family. I was like, oh man, I fit in here. And before I know it, and you walk this long walk till, okay, somebody, you got to turn your phone off. No, it's okay. Don't get mad at me. Before you know it, he had me so distracted that on April 27th, 2015, I was surrounded by 15 or 17 SWAT members and a dog and a helicopter. And on May 1st, if you look it up, on May 1st, after I got arrested because I wouldn't talk and I wasn't a snitch, they put me on Channel 2, Channel 5, St. Louis Post-Dispatch, a local paper, as Breaking Bad of Lincoln County. How do you do that? You leave it open and you don't have it protected. And then you wonder why. Because here's the thing. It like this, my friends, this is overwhelming. No, it's undisciplined. Because you won't keep your drawers clean. I'm talking about these drawers, not the ones I used to wear when I was homeless. Come on now. And you're waiting on God. And guess what's going to happen? These drawers ain't going to pick themselves up and put them in here. It ain't going to magically just float. And that's what you're waiting on. You're waiting on God. You're waiting on God to fix things. And God goes, you don't understand how this is. I give you a free will. You determine what's in your job drawer. You determine what's in your church drawer. You determine what's in your marriage. You determine what's in your family. And that's what matters. And what we normally, can I tell you what we normally put in our marriage drawer? Ready? Attitude. You put so much attitude in it that the drawer won't close. You know that Lisa and I are open book. And we stood before you a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, whatever it was, and asked for prayer because we're struggling. And we don't hide that. Well, why would we do that? Why would we make you think that our marriage is perfect and you suck? No, we suck too. I really suck. No, I do. Do you know what my marriage is full of? My tone. Come on. Don't look at me like that. You can say something in a different tone, bro, and it come out completely different. You know what else my marriage is full of? Selfishness. Oh, that one hit hard, didn't it? You both have to be unselfish, man. My wife is the most amazing woman in the world. Yes, she wants to punch me in the face some days.
Well,
Okay, every day. But on a budget, bro. On a budget. Last night was the most amazing date that I've had since our first one. Yeah, you can do that. First off, let me explain what happened here. She kept this secret, which is amazing that she could do that because I usually learn about everything. Somebody tells me. We go, and my daughter, everybody knows, and so somebody come up with the idea of blindfolding me. I don't know who the idea of that was. And my daughter has these goggles, if you've seen the picture, that massage your eyes and vibrates, and you can't see out of it. My wife's like, that's awesome, great idea. Would you let me blindfold you? I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, probably because you drive horribly and I can't see, and then that would be even better. So I'm trying to put it all together. We need to leave at 5:30. Our reservation's at 8, so there's, 3 hours. So, like, how far are we driving, first off? So she blindfolds me in our driveway and drives to St. Louis to surprise me. You could have blindfolded me at Bayless, bro. I could have put my blindfold at Bayless, but no, I'm blindfolded the whole way. Listen, because of us driving, we're going down the road. I know exactly where we're at because of the way the road feels. I'm like, we just passed Peevely. She goes, stop it. Stop it. I'm like, was I right? We just passed, but I'm like, I know because I can feel the difference of the road. If you drive a truck, you understand.
oh yeah.
I'm like, well, we just passed Arnold. We went across the bridge. I'd be a horrible person in the trunk of a car. I'd know exactly where we was at. I told her on the way up, I said, you should have put me in the trunk. She goes, I should have. I'm like, I'd have opened it up and go, help. She goes, then I'd got arrested. I'm like, that would be the perfect date. I'd have went live, bro. Lisa's like, I swear I didn't kidnap him. She kidnapped me, officer. I was trying to leave. She's so abusive. It would have been fun. It really would have been. So here's the problem being blindfolded for 35 minutes. When you take the blindfold off, you can't see nothing. I take the blindfold off, and there is a brand new, listen, she done awesome. There is a brand new GMC Denali sitting right in front of me. I'm like, you are the awesome wife. And she goes, that's the car parked in front of us. I really thought I got a GMC Denali last night. Then some dude gets in it and drives off. I'm like, baby, still in my Denali. She said, would you stop? It was fun. It was awesome. Took me like 20 minutes to get my vision back. And we went up to train station where we went on our first date. This is what love looks like. And if you don't know, our first date, I blindfolded her, but I waited till she was sitting on the park bench around a bunch of homeless people. I mean, come on. And I put the candles out, and I played our song for the first time. And we danced. And so last night, that's what we did. We went up in the Ferris wheel like we did on our first date. And then she took me to the seafood place to eat because I'm allergic to seafood, and she tried to kill me. She shoved me back in the trunk. We came home. Now, and she gave me my gift. And man, you know what it is. So listen, I got her a designer purse and a vacuum cleaner for our first. I did. I really did. The vacuum cleaner was second. But she was thankful for that. She knows that. And then I opened my card, and it was personalized. She had it made and ordered it. And her and I have sacrificed so much, man. And I'm not saying that to get a pat on the back. It's just through the 2 bouts of cancer and 6 kids and starting a church and mama dying and just everything. It's just such a, we don't get any alone time. Never. We just don't. And we don't go on vacations. I mean, we get to go to the lake, but if we go on Friday night, we have to leave at 6 o'clock on Sunday morning. It's like 36 hours. And I open up my thing, and it's got pictures of a beach. And I'm flipping through it, and at the end of it, it says we're leaving September the 21st to go to Daytona. And of course, the first thing as a husband, I think, I can't take off work. I can't afford to take off work. First off, go ask Mikey Pazdera for a day off.
Right.
Listen, there's a couple chuckles in here, everybody knows. But my wife is smarter than any of us fellas. She went to Haley. Right. Women have things, bro. And then Haley went to Mikey and told Mikey that I was going to be off. And she goes, this, by the way, this is a resourceful woman that raised 4 kids on her own. Okay. She goes, by the way, I saved up, and I've already got your week's pay covered too. Because, do I? What? DoorDash. She said that's why I was doing DoorDash. Right. I'm very proud of you. Do you know what? Do you know what she took out of this? You know what she did? She took selfishness out. And I'm like, well, I didn't spend enough on her gift. She took selfishness out. Because I asked her, she did that big job, and I'm like, did you get paid for that job? She's like, stop asking questions. It's my business. I'm like, yes, ma'am. Because I'm constantly worried about church money and our money, business money, and just everything. It's just who I am. I'm good with money, but I'm constantly, I got to know where everything's going. She took selfishness out of this. Everything's paid for. It was like I won a prize. Like, you get a vacation, you get a vacation. I was like, what? And me being the tow guy, I'm like, we need to make sure we got AAA. So if we break down on the way down, we have a tow, That's just me, right? I'm already mapping it out. I said, we got to get to Macon, Georgia to be, because we're leaving right after church Sunday. And by the way, we're going to miss a Sunday. And if you don't show up, I'll know you only come here for me and not Jesus. Just straight up told you that, didn't I? Kevin's going to be preaching, and there's nothing more discouraging. There's nothing more discouraging. I've been that guy. I've been the associate pastor. I've been the executive pastor. There's nothing more discouraging when you show up on a Sunday morning and there's half the people here because you're preaching. He is. He's a very good preacher. So, I'm just Don't think you're getting a Sunday off.
We're leaving the following Saturday.
You're leaving the following Saturday. I want you to understand you've got to take the selfishness out of your marriage. When she kept telling me, I just want to show you how much I love you and what you mean to me, I was like, okay, so you're going to blindfold me. Okay. I swore she was going to kill me. I'm like, babe, I'm just telling you, I have left DNA everywhere. What's your life look like? Where is so watch this. So absolutely you put marriage, you do that. That's awesome. And you got family in there, right? This is gonna sting a little bit. You got family. Oh, and you got church. You're here today. So you have church, right? Oh, and maybe you go side by side. Maybe you race. Maybe you're fishing. Maybe you ride motorcycles. But here's the thing. This is what, let's just get honest. This is what your life really looks like. Because these are easy to put in God. This one's not. Listen, the guys that work with me know this. I mean, we talk about certain things I wouldn't talk about up here because we're men. But Mike can tell you, I don't fake it. I don't fake who I am. They know my struggles. They know my shortcomings. But they know I love Jesus. Can I tell you why they know I love Jesus? Because he's here today. And Jeff knows I love Jesus because he's here today. And Brad knows I love Jesus because he's here today. And my buddy is here that I used to work with because he knows I love Jesus. But I don't fake it. See, you think that you have to be on your job, that you have to be this Bible thumper and walk in and go, praise the Lord, everybody. And everybody's like, yep, we're out of here. Now, I'm live, and I don't care, and they're watching, they can watch. But there's a couple of guys that we work with that absolutely make fun of me. They make fun of me. They will say certain things. And I'll say it back. I'll be like, I can't help it if you hate God. I didn't say I hated God. I'm just saying, I don't need you to say anything, bro. I'm not shoving God down your throat. I'm just telling you I love him. You don't have to go into your work with a Christian shirt on. I'm not telling you to do that. But I am telling you that he needs to fit at your job. And I am telling you that he needs to fit in your hobby. And I'm telling you that he needs to be in your junk drawer. All the little G gods. This is great, but your life, I don't know if anybody else ever feels like there's something missing. It ain't that there's something missing, it's that there's something ain't fitting. I'm going way back. I'm rewinding. It ain't that there's something missing. It's that you're not allowing it to fit in your life. You know why? Because you're ashamed or you're embarrassed or this is most of us aren't confident enough in our Christianity that we don't want to talk about it because we're afraid that they're going to ask a question that we don't know. Can I tell you how I answer a question that I don't know? I say, I don't know. But I'll get you that answer. I have one guy that we work with. He'll try to test me. Oh, Chad, let me ask you this. Don't ask me nothing, bro. I'm just hauling dirt today. I'm trying to count trucks. I'm the masterless guy. Listen, can I tell you how easy it is to let Jesus in on your job? We have a guy named Greg that is Haley's dad. Don't laugh. I'm working on him. And about every few days, he walks in his office, and I'm not in his office. But there's a note on his desk from me that says thank you. And then on our tickets, that we have these little white tickets that go to the ladies in the office. At the bottom of my thing, I say thank you. Or I'll say I'm praying for you. I don't have to go in there going, you need Jesus, you're dying and going to hell in your sinful ways, you heathens. I'm a heathen. But somewhere God has to be. And you got to put your job in him some way, somehow. You say, well, it's against our HR. Do you know the best way of doing God at work? It's not to show his love. It's to be his love. When you walk in the room and you're so full of God in your heart that you don't have to say nothing. That they just know. Maybe you work a job cutting trees. And it's you and your wife that cut trees. Or you work by yourself. Then your job is your clients. Those are the people that you work with. And you don't have to go up and go, hey, we're a Christian company. Trust us. Listen, if that's what they put on their advertisement, 9 times out of 10 I run from it. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, if they, we're a Christian-based company. Okay. You shouldn't have to say it. Just live it. That's it. Best way of showing Jesus to people is just to be the church. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 I know. John, come here. John from Loves, come here. Was not planned. We're going to end with this. Turn this mic on. It is Sarita's, purple. Where did we meet?
In a tow truck.
Right.
In a tow truck.
In a tow truck, right. What happened? You broke down, right? Was I with Petrov then?
No, Pippins.
Pippins. God forgive me. Met him one time. What happened?
Suckered me in.
If you didn't hear him, he said he suckered in. I didn't tell him he needed Jesus. I didn't tell him he was a sinner. I didn't tell him he needed to stop smoking cigarettes. I didn't tell him any of that. I just showed love, didn't I? And I told my story. I told my testimony. And the next Sunday, you were here. And how long ago was that? How long ago was that? Yeah, probably 2. You started over. Did you start here or did you start in Herculaneum?
Here.
Here? Here. Herculaneum. I thought you came to Herky. Right. So we've been here since April was a year. So yeah, close to almost 2. And you're here every Sunday. And I'm thankful for you. Awesome. Simple as that. I walked in about a month ago, turned around, and Mike and his wife were sitting here. Now Mike's inviting people to church. You got Brad. Brad's here. I won't point Brad out. He don't like being in the spotlight, but Brad's here. And then I was sitting in the office. I'm not going to point him out. I was sitting in the office, and God told me, listen, you have to be aware. You have to pay attention. And I knew I was sitting in the office for a reason. Not knowing a young man that was sitting in the office with me was going probably through one of the hardest times of his life. And he's here today, again. I'm not telling you that to pat myself on the back. I'm telling you that because where'd the job go? Oh, here. Because actually, let's just get honest. This is the way my life looks. And I know that probably upsets some of you, but it's the way it is. They're here because my job is in the center of God. I don't leave God in my truck when I leave him in the parking lot, in my personal pickup truck, and get in a dump truck and leave God there. I'm telling you all this because I want you to understand something. He wants to be center of everything you do. He don't want to be first. He wants to be your everything. Read Proverbs, the last proverb, Proverbs 35. Is that what it is?
Yes.
35.
37, verse 5.
37, verse 5. Go ahead and read that.
Commit everything you do to the Lord. Trust him to help you do it, and he will.
That's it. Commit everything you do. Everything you do to the Lord. Are we doing that? No. You know why? Because we're overwhelmed. No, we're not overwhelmed. We're undisciplined.
Disorganized.
And what you have to do is get disciplined. And when you get disciplined, that's what your life's going to look like. Simple as that. Take the lights down for me for just a moment. Listen, if you're here this morning, you're watching online, I want to give you an opportunity. Maybe you don't even have this in your life. Maybe you don't have God. Maybe your life is so disorganized. You have all this, you have the drawers, but you don't have the framework that you need. Boy, I could have preached on that. You don't have the framework you need to organize it. I want to give you that opportunity. Bow your heads this morning. If you're watching online, I'll give you an opportunity to start that framework and give your life to Jesus today. Listen, I'm not going to tell you that it's going to happen overnight. What I'm going to tell you is it's going to take time for this framework, just like this chest drawer, to be built and put together and all the pieces of wood to be made and everything. But it starts by opening your heart up and inviting Jesus in your life. And so we're going to do that today. So just repeat after me. Say, Dear Heavenly Father,
Dear Heavenly Father,
I come to you now,
I come to you now,
just as I am,
a
a sinner
sinner
that needs to be
that
saved
needs to be saved
by your grace and mercy.
by your grace and mercy.
I need you, Lord.
I need you, Lord.
Forgive me, God,
Forgive me, God,
of the sins
of the sins
that I've committed.
that I've committed.
I'm asking you, Lord,
I'm asking you,
come
Lord,
into my life.
to come into my life,
fully
fully
take control.
take control,
Lead me,
lead me,
guide me.
guide me.
I'm asking you this, Lord,
I'm asking you this, Lord,
in your son named Jesus.
in your son name. Jesus.
Everybody said,
Amen.
give the Lord a hand clap of praise. I want to thank you all for being here this